But trust me, we're still waiting, right? You're good to begin. Okay, good. All right. All right. I think good morning or good afternoon for to you all. This is Kannan. Um, let's get going. Let me quickly introduce myself. First of all, welcome to my session. You probably heard me talking earlier about this the data center modernization, especially with Intel Xeon infrastructure. And also, I'll be talking about more about some of those AI-ready infrastructure as well. Let me introduce myself. I'm Kannan Mani. I've been a global technologist here in Intel. Um, you know, I'm a pretty much hardcore techie, been in the industry for a while. Um, I just want to introduce myself to just at least let you all know that I'm here to help the community. I love the community. I'm so passionate about helping the community because I grew up with the community. Especially being spent like almost 6.5 years in VMware and 6.5 years in HPE. Now here in Intel, helping the community to at least to get to this technology, what the latest and greatest they can do. Because this is something I think you all need to know what Intel brings into the table. I'll be talking more about the better together story, what Intel and VMware brings together to you all to make sure that you have a successful deployment of your applications on top of VMware Cloud Foundation, especially on a Xeon infrastructure. Okay. All right. Let's get some little background to you all, like you know, where you see that industries are moving towards, like in the workload, they're trying to move from public to private cloud. There is a latest study recently they did in 2026, which I'll cover it as well. But why customers are really moving away from public cloud to private cloud? I mean, there are instances, don't get me wrong, there are instances that business needs to run just on public cloud alone. But majority of the customers are like, look, I'm 16% already considering repatriating their workload from public to private cloud. 35% already did it, right? And they can with the new study 2026, it's already 50% now. For what reasons? Like the high security concern is one of the reasons. And then the data intensity is another reason. High levels of integration is another reasons, right? These are the things which is telling customers, look, I mean, there's a couple of outages I had in public cloud. When I was in HPE, Dropbox had 3 major outages in the public cloud, which they can't afford their users to suffer because of the outage, right? So they moved from public to private cloud. That's one instance. So plus some of the customers are like, hey, I need to be integrating with some of my other systems, which I don't think public cloud provides that. So for that reason, and then the outage, the high security and compliance, data insensitivity, they are moving away from that, right? So, and plus they're looking for cloud-like interface for that. Okay, here is another data point for you all. Overall data center demand is expecting to double within the next 5 years. 2025, it's like 77% of the are on the foundational workloads are 77%. Now like 50% foundational workloads, and then another 50% is AI workload, something is going to grow. So whether you like it or not, AI is going to be part of your journey with all different kind of personas, whether you're an architect, whether you're a developer, whether you're app admin or storage admin, you are going to use AI in some form of the form or the another, right? So think through yourself, like that's your infrastructure is going to support you. Okay. All right. I always talk about this. Why you need an infrastructure, a better infrastructure, because you want to run workloads. Workloads first is a it's a good approach to do. You need to really know what kind of workload you're running, whether is it compute intensive, memory intensive, or IO intensive. Do you want to run some AI workload on top of it? Does your current infrastructure is going to support you? It's more critical. You need to know that, right? Otherwise, you are going to literally see like the performance degradation. You're not going to see any efficiency. All those things will cripple in. So you need to make sure your infrastructure has that capability, right? I always say infrastructure matters. It's always a key. And plus, what Intel brings in is all those CPU, the accelerated benefits that we're trying to bring in on top of it. This is very critical for you. It's more important for you to at least see that, hey, can I offload some of my workload capability into the accelerator? That's where the Intel smartness we build it on. We manufacture chips, yes, but we also manufacture smartness, which has got accelerators inbuilt into it. What happens is when you offload your the workloads that can run on an accelerator, your CPU cycle goes down. With VMware, as you know, you only pay for the cores. But if you reduce the CPU usage by offloading to the accelerator, so you are literally saving the CPU cycles. You can run additional workload on top of it. That's the beauty about it, right? So to have that workload first approach to determine what kind of workload you have to run and also determine what kind of infrastructure you have. So that exactly kind of drives to your infrastructure matters. I always use this analogy. Like when you're a family of two, when a single bedroom apartment is good enough or a single bedroom house is good enough. But the moment you expand your family to 3 kids, then you are looking for 3 or 4 bedroom apartment or a 4 bedroom house. So that's how you want to really see through it. Relate that to your workloads, computer intensive, memory intensive, or storage intensive, and expand those infrastructure based on that. All right. Because generally when you modernize your infrastructure, you need to make sure you have the AI readiness. Intel offers that AI readiness, whether you're going to refresh now or later. You need to really make sure that, hey, is my current infrastructure is going to support me from now to all the way to next 3 years or next 5 years, because that's how customers are refreshing their infrastructure. Today, they are even taking longer. Some customers I've seen, hey, yeah, I'm pretty old, but I'm still waiting on to refresh it for, they could be take like in 7 years as well. But make no mistake that your infrastructure, what you're going to upgrade or update or modernize, make sure that it's got a better AI performance and also gets you all the TCO. Today, industry, like you are acquiring some company or you get acquired by some other company, and you have to really be ready that your current infrastructure is going to support. And plus, like I said, AI is going to be part of it and make sure that infrastructure is AI ready. Okay. And plus, it's going to give you all the securityness and then the virtualization and also the storage and data platform support for that. So that's kind of summarizes this. Okay. All right. You got 3 options to do today. First of all, make sure you see what current infrastructure you have. So Xeon Gen 1, if you're on Gen 1, we call it Skylake, it's end of support. It's out of support, so make sure you're out of that. VMware doesn't support it. From Cascade Lake or Ice Lake, Cascade Lake is our 2nd gen, Ice Lake is our 3rd gen. If you're on that as well, I mean, there is support for it, but you can upgrade your software only. You can get to the latest hardware, latest software. You can put 9.1 on Cascade Lake and Ice Lake. It's going to run fine, but you won't be having a good feature that the hardware offers. Like hardware 4th generation onwards, we offer this all those QAT, the AMX, which actually cater to the AI readiness. The security engine we offer, especially with TDX and SGX and all those stuff that we supported. Those things won't be available with if you don't upgrade the hardware. But the moment you upgrade your hardware to 4th generation onwards, that's where you're going to get all the better together values. So most of our customers are upgrading both. You got to upgrade both hardware and software so that you get the better together story, the value of the accelerator that Intel provides. And also today, the memory is so expensive. The memory companies are charging you higher. You can also use memory tiering as well. And then with our Intel Volume Management Device, VMD, you can get a better throughput in running some of the memory, in-memory kind of a workload on memory tiering with NVMe devices on a better throughput as well. So think through it like what you are currently are. You can upgrade hardware or software, but I think our advice is to just upgrade hardware and software both. Okay. All right. You can post questions wherever you think on the chat here. I will address at the end of the presentation, or you can reach out to me offline as well. If you've already heard me speaking, I'm Kannan Mani, right? You can look me up on the LinkedIn or kannan.mani@intel.com. That you can send me an email. I can respond to you as well. Well, if somebody is looking for like, hey, what's one slide, if you are in a one page, if you summarize, what's the value that Intel brings into with VMware Cloud Foundation? This is it. Let me try to build this up. Okay, so I'm sure you are in one of those. You fit in one of those categories or many of those categories here. We are running AI workloads with all those AI workloads, which I mentioned here, are use cases. Data analytics, whether you're running in memory or relational database, networking, 5G or storage or high performance computing. Look, all those mapping I've done here. This is all the Intel value add, all those AMX, QAT, the vRAN, the VMD. These are all the value add or the accelerators that Intel brings to the table. By the way, these are all completely free for you. This is offered as no license, nothing for you all. If you're on a fourth generation onwards, these accelerators already available are supporting these workloads. Two example I will give with, especially with the QAT engine. MS SQL Server can be offloaded to a QAT engine. It actually brings up the CPUs, what it's going to use for the backup. It also speeds up your the backup as well. It's a faster backup, and also there's a lot of in the world of Chat GPT or Google. You Google it out, you will find all those papers available. If not, reach out to me. I can provide that. Again, that's one benefit, right? It's because behind the scenes, the QAT does the compression and decompression. And the other end, we also have crypto acceleration. If you're familiar with AVI load balancer, it's a software-based application load balancer. We integrated with our QAT engine. That's going to accelerate your crypto acceleration. All your TLX and SSL transaction can be accelerated up to 6 times more. So that's another benefit for you, okay? And then the thing is, this is going to really be a game changer for you all, especially like when you do a vMotioning capability with all the QAT engine, right? Today, there's a study published with the vMotion. It's already encrypted vMotion that can all be offloaded to QAT as well. By doing this, everything, the CPU is not consumed. You're saving 70% of the CPU, which VMware published recently, a study as well as in a blog as well. By offloading all the crypto to the crypto vMotion to the QAT. So definitely you're getting all the benefits, right? So think through that. If you're on a 4th generation onwards with us, we call it Sapphire Rapids. These are the benefits you're going to get. No matter what you do, you are covered with confidential computing. You have 2 technologies with Intel, SGX and TDX. SGX stands for Software Guard Extension. TDX stands for Trusted Domain Extension. All these things is going to really benefit to you because SGX does at the application level protection inside the VM, and TDX does it's a trusted domain extension. It does the VM level protection. No code changes like you have to do it for SGX, but TDX, there's no code changes at all. You can run any application with no code changes which inside the VM. It's completely protected, and that's something it's been integrated with VCA. All right, a little bit of a performance study that you all want to see, that comparing with our competition. If you're looking at this study, it's already been published. Here, underneath there's a link. to see how much faster we do it in our Intel platform, if at all you're looking for to compare it with our competition, right? So, and then there's also a VMware study. What we did, actually, we did this with one of our OEM Lenovo system, gen over gen. If you compare from a current gen versus an older gen with Xeon 6, right? With VCF 9.0, 9.1 is already out. There is about 50% of the workload you can run more comparing to our older generation. And this study is also been published, blogged by VMware. Take a look. And I know I kind of talked about it, but you also want to see the data, and this is where you see the data. All right. A little bit more about the RV load balancer. Let me see if I think this is more about like how this overall the QAT and RV load balancer work. We have this virtual function mapped to the physical function. It's already inbuilt on Intel chip. You know, like I said, we've been supporting from 4th generation onwards. So that's where the PKE compression, the crypto, bulk crypto, all part of this QAT engine. And then plus, by the way, the QAT supports vMotioning as well. So think through this like, you know, it's more like if you're already on 4th generation, you're already enjoying the benefits here. If you're not enabled it, I would highly encourage you to just go check it out and enable it as needed. The benefits I mentioned about the SQL Server, which kind of does the compression, decompression of the database, the public encryption, and another bulk crypto also you can use. Well, this is another study on the SSL offload. You think through it, the performance scales linearly, you know, across active RV load balancer that uses QAT, and it's got 6x performance improvement with the reduced CPU. You're already, you know, making a good investment or TCO you may get based on the RV load balancer you're running on top of Intel Xeon. Okay. This is what I talked about earlier. Like, you know, hey, you're doing this accelerated encryption. Your eMotion traffic is completely encrypted, and the moment you, after you reached out to your destination, you know, it gets a decryption as well, and then it's got the CPU usage during vMotion, right? 70% of the saving, guys. I mean, you should really look into this. It frees up your expensive compute resources. The world of compute is so expensive. You probably wanted to take advantage of this. Yeah. All right. Let's talk about a little bit about memory tiering. This is something we are working with our one of our partners. To start with, we will showcase this in VM Explorer. You know, you see all this memory tiering, like, you know, tier 0 is all this memory. Tier 1 is all the NVMe devices. So you're trying to offload some of those workloads running on a memory versus in the memory tiering. The VDA workloads, OLTP kind of a workload, the transaction-based databases, OLTP. It's like SQL Server or Oracle. You can run on a memory tiering with NVMe with a little bit of performance degradation, but at the cost of like huge cost savings. The amount of memory you pay for it can be saved by running it on a NVMe drive. So think through that, see how much of VMs you can stack it up and also get the performance, right? 2x increase and with no performance loss. That's the benefit you're going to get. So we're going to publish that with some of those with our OEMs as well. We will showcase a demo in VM Explorer. So if you're interested, just let me know. Once that we publish it, I can provide that. It's already been blogged here as well. You probably must have seen some of those, how to configure it. From 9.1 onwards, you know how to configure the memory tiering as well. So look out for that. All right. This is more about some of those the consolidation story. If you are moving away from the older generation, newer generation, so you will probably get some of those savings. Of course, you're going to get a good consolidation ratio, good performance without compromising on performance. vSAN, it's going to be real good benefits for you all. Of course, you get all those zero-time migration. If at all on an Intel to Intel migration should be seamless with zero downtime. And you get all the security benefits, which I mentioned it, and plus all the SQL Server database performance, VM density, all those things you're going to get by moving away from older generation to newer generation. Well, this is more towards like a roadmap slide to you all. So if you're looking at, hey, Kannan, what is the thing I can expect from VMware now and later, right? This is it. So if you look at all those things I talked about earlier, the AMX and QAT. AMX is an advanced matrix extension. It is already part of our ISA chips, ISA. We've been supporting this from 8.0 onwards. As of 9.1, it's been supported. QAT on the other end, I talked about its cryptography, the public key encryption, the compression and decompression, especially catered to database backup, also helps the customer storage stacks as well. We've been supporting from 7.0 onwards. CXL and flat memory. This one is kind of a lower adoption. This kind of does a hardware level memory expansion. It's actually good for some of those the memory expansion that you are looking for, or memory tiering, hardware-based memory tiering. We will be supporting from 9.2 or 9.3 onwards. Once the OEM and ODMs picks this up, we'll get this thing enabled soon. And then SGX and TDX. GX we've been supporting from 7.0 onwards. And TDX, the VM level protection, we have been supporting from 9.0. And one caveat with TDX, there is no vMotion support yet, but 9.2 onwards, we will have support. So if you are looking for that, let me know. We can provide you more details. All right. Well, I know you're hearing about the AI, the agentic AI, what I can do on CPU versus GPU. Today, a lot of things you can do on CPU and just looking for a GPU. GPU, on the other hand, it's expensive. It's got licensing onto it. It's got need a special software stack to run it. All kind of stuff you need, right? Plus, don't get me wrong, there are some use cases you need GPU. You need CPU as well. CPU has become more relevant. So today, CPU and GPU ratio is kind of becoming 1-to-1 now. In earlier days, like you need more GPUs, like fewer CPUs. But now it's like one CPU versus one GPU. That's kind of a ratio. And plus, you can do a lot with CPU itself. And I know earlier days, people want like buying like different stack for different reasons. You don't want to have a AI, siloed AI stack rather than you have an integrated AI stack. So we can help you out. Like if you want to run enterprise software, AI readiness, and classic ML, and also AI agents that you want to run on a single stack. So if you're on an Intel stack, running these heterogeneous workloads and also have AI to be running on it, you are pretty much into a stack where it's going to help you to run all these stuff, right? That's what we kind of say that we are saying AI readiness. So whether you want to run AI now or later, this infrastructure will support you. Yeah. All right. There are certain instances that you can run certain things on CPU versus GPU. Like I said, there are many instances you can run on a CPU. On to your left, if you're looking at data analytics, classical ML learning, small language models, up to 10 to 15 billion parameter, you can comfortably run on CPU, right? Especially with Xeon, with all the AMX, I mentioned it, you can comfortably run all the small language like chatbots, like Q&A, like a document analysis, all those things that you can run. In fact, we are actually giving out some of those home labs. If you're attended some of those Connect sessions, in-person sessions, we were giving out some of the labs, right? Especially where we have Xeon and also the AMX. Some of those chatbots, you can run at retail point of sale, kind of a workload, ERAG, like the augmented reality, right? Those things can be run on a CPU itself. There are instances like you want to like large language models, like higher models, like beyond 20 billion parameters. You probably want to run it on a GPU. Plus, CPU as well, right? So that's where this kind of states like where you can run the CPU, the workloads on a CPU versus a GPU. All right, let's look at, okay, we still have some good amount of time here. Well, this is also kind of letting you know, like, what are the workloads you can run, and also compare this with our competition. So how much of the CPU savings, because we are, like I said, we offer this inbuilt accelerator with AMX, and it consumes less cores. It's definitely a winner. And plus, we don't charge for that at all. So take a look for yourself. And this is more about our enterprise AI stack. Actually, this stack, all those AI suite can sit on top of VMware Cloud Foundation. And then, of course, with all those accelerators, you are getting all those benefits with our performance, with all those three leading OEMs we have been working on. All those systems will support with our Xeon 6, with all those use cases I'm listing out here on the top, right? With NLP, price reduction, chatbots, LLMs, code generation, all those things you can run on top of our AI suite, with especially on this Anyscale or Hugging Face. We support VLLM. We also support Llama.cpp, which is pretty much runs on a CPU, right? So we are actually working with Canonical and Intel to publish an overall reference architecture, which will point out all the use cases and also the overall stack, and that you can run and configure it with different options. So if you're interested, look out for that. We will be showcasing that on VMX Flow as well. All right, this white paper will be taken out soon, but I think it's still going to be available till month end. But this study, which will show, we went and polled some of the customers saying that, hey, when you're running smaller or average model, would you prefer a CPU with the acceleration or a GPU? Majority of them chose CPU with the accelerator. So that at least it gives you like, hey, I'm not the only one, or just Intel saying it. This is a study published by DC. So you can at least get that some data point to see like, some of the workloads, inferencing workload you can run on CPUs. All right, a little bit more about some of those confidential technologies. We know confidential computing, but we also, confidential computing, if you didn't know, confidential computing is basically protecting a data in use, right? Data and rest, there are technologies, but data in use, how are you going to protect it? How are you going to protect the data moving from within CPU, data moving from CPU to GPU? So we do have this technologies within the silicon, right? SGX does at the app level isolation. TDX does a VM level isolation, and then when data moving from CPU to GPU, we do have something called Intel TDX Connect. It's actually in VMS roadmap, joint roadmap. We kind of provide that. We also do some attestation services called Intel Trust Authority. That's actually offered free as well. If at all, because you're interested, you can also get this thing available for you as well. But this is where we are heading. And of course, we are doing the post-quantum crypto as well. In the world of quantum, we do have a roadmap with VMware working on it. And now all this, the post-quantum can break all the classical computing, and then how we're going to protecting it going forward is something, it's in the roadmap as well. Okay. All right, this is one of those use cases for federated learning we did. How do you protect with TDX? I think through this two data, party one, party two, this is all protected by TDX. And then all this data moves to the master model. This is actually all this data moving from this model to this two model to master model. It's also protected. We call it TEE, Trusted Execution Environment. This we did for federated learning, and this demo is actually being showcased in VM Explorer, and we will have an enhanced demo that we will showcase, especially with the CPU and GPU combination, and also what you can protect with all the AI models that we are trying to build it as well, because everything prone to attack these days, right? So how are you going to protect it is something we were showcasing, just to at least give you this thing available to us, okay? All right, I want to actually give some of those all those things I provided that, like, hey, Kannan, tell me where do I start? Well, first of all, just look for what infrastructure you have. Like I said, if you're on a Gen 1, Gen 2, and Gen 3 and want to move away from that generation, because Gen 1 to Gen 3, there is no accelerator support, minimal security support there. But if you want to move away from that and get all those better together values, um, I would highly start with this tool. We call it Xeon Processor Advisor. This has been pretty much integrated. We call it VMware Refresh Journey. If you're moving from Gen 1 to Gen 4 or Gen 2 to Gen 5, again, the latest is Gen 6. Look at this tool provides it, like, how much of TCO you're going to get, number of servers you're going to consolidate, the performance you're going to get, the break-even time period you're going to take to achieve these results, and the power and the CO2 savings. This is something we can provide that this tool is available for public as well, and we can also reach out to Intel and VMware reps to punch in your numbers, what you currently have, and your destination infrastructure you want to get. And there's a QR code here to scan to just reach out to this tool as well. So just let us know how we can help you out to modernize your journey and then also make it your infrastructure AI ready. Okay. Well, this all tools also gives you an extended report as well. Like, hey, you not only get that overall slide, I mean the tiles slide I showed you, that's good for the decision makers. And then tool actually gives you like in-depth details about what are the current starting servers, what is the ending server it's going to look like. It also gives you the detailed report of how much of savings you did, consolidation, what you did. Plus, it also going to give you a catalog of all the OEMs who are certified servers with us so that you can go click the catalog and order it as well. Okay. All right. Well, this is to summarize that, like, hey, this is an AI ready, whether it's compute security, virtualization, or storage platform, whether you want to run VMs and containers together, and plus take advantage of all this Intel Silicon brings in the smartness, accelerators, and the security, inbuilt security, and plus all the roadmap here we have. I think you're in a better spot. All you have to do is just make sure what infrastructure you currently have, whether you're going to get an acquiring company or you get acquired. You probably want to keep this in mind to better plan for your infrastructure to run your workloads, current workloads, and future workloads in optimized mode. Okay. With that, here's my call to action. I would highly encourage you to talk to us if needed, right? If you're already on into it, you need help, let us know. If you want to starting on into it, you need help, plan it, talk to us. So that way we can help you out to start this journey and be with your journey to be successful on both sides. Okay. There are some resources. I would leave it to you. This should be available public, like I said, in the world of AI and Googling, you can find it for yourself. It's a lot of things available, but if you need guidance, let us know. I can help out as needed as well. Okay. That's it pretty much. Let me see if I have any questions here. Please give us a download to the tool. Okay, good. We'll provide that URL as well. And I think Syed, feel free to let me put my email address to you all. Send me an email address. I can send that to you all as well. It's kannan.mani@intel.com. I will provide that. And if you're working with your OEM or if you're talking to your Intel or VMware experts, they should be able to point you out as well. Intel VMware has also something tool called PCMO that also got Intel integration as well. So that actually gives you more workload level sizing. This one gives you like a infrastructure level sizing, all this Xeon Processor Advisor. So you get the better of the both worlds. So you get further consolidation as well. So send me a note. I can provide that. All right. Any other questions? I see here. Tristan, if you can come out of mute and see if any other questions or anything I missed here, if you see it. Otherwise, we should be good to go, I guess. Oh, okay. I did send. Oh, okay. I did send to. I did not send it to all. Okay, hold on a minute, everyone. Kannan Mani at. Okay, now you all should have seen all my email address there. Kannan.mani@intel.com. Like I said, I'm also available in LinkedIn, so feel free to um, send me there too. All right. Any other questions, guys? Feel okay, sure. Any other questions? If I can address it, we have a few minutes. But otherwise, I know if you're first time you're looking into it, this could be overwhelming. I get that because you can take this up, munch around and come back to me later or come back to us later. Like I said, I'm part of the community, help the community. Um, I grow with the community as well. So happy to help anywhere, anything that you all need, especially on this overall data center modernization, especially in the private cloud, the VMware Cloud Foundation deployment, whether it's vSAN or general deployment. We are happy to help you. Okay. With that, thank you guys. Thanks for your time, and I will let you all do the rest of the good luck with the rest of the day. Thank you so much.